Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Angie Wilkerson and I am the owner of 3B&J Creations. Today I'm going to show you how I made this cute XOXO Valentine's tumbler. For this design, I'll be using a 20 skinny tumbler from the Stainless Depot. I've prepped it by sanding it with a 180 grit sanding block, and then I'm going to spray paint it with Farmer's Daughter from Color Shot. I've measured how large I want my decal to be, and then I cut it on my Cricut. Then I'm going to mix the glitters that I'm going to use as my base glitter. I'm using SOC Glitters Eliza Jane, Quintanilla from Maestra Creations, some glitters from Sass and Crafts, as well as Peachy Olive glitters. I'm also adding some holographic 4-point stars from sassandcrafts.com and Suncatcher silver from SOC Glitters. Now I'm going to mix my epoxy. I'm going to use equal parts of A and B of Mr. Nola's Speed Dry. I personally prefer the epoxy method for adhering glitter. I've tried Mod Podge and it hasn't gone so well in the past, so I stick to what I know. But if you have another method of adhering your glitter, do what works best for you. Once you've covered your entire tumbler in the glitter, shake off the excess and put the rest back in your container. Now with that same piece of parchment paper, I like to take it and wrap it around my cup and rub down those chunky pieces of glitter that might be sticking up. This will help to lay down those pieces of chunky glitter and reduce the amount of layers of epoxy that you'll need to cover that chunky glitter. Place your cup on a cup stand or your turner and let it dry for at least 2 hours. Now I decided that I wanted to add some hearts to this design, so I went into Cricut Design Space and I pulled up some hearts that I had drawn last year in Procreate for a similar project. Eventually I decided that I only wanted to use one of the hearts, so I used the contour feature in Cricut Design Space to get rid of the rest. Once you're done arranging your hearts, cut them out and you're ready to weed. Now sometimes vinyl can be temperamental, so just to be on the safe side, I cut mine twice, just so that when I go to weed it, I can make sure that it's cut all the way through and I don't have any problems. Once your epoxy is cured, seal your glitter with a clear spray paint. This will ensure that when you go to put your coat of epoxy over the glitter, that you don't get any fish eyes. Completely cover the tumbler in epoxy, put it on your turner and let it spin for at least 2 to 4 hours. Once that first layer of epoxy is completely cured, I'm going to take my craft knife and clean up the rim, cutting off those pokey bits that are sticking up right around that rim. I'm also going to go around the cup and any large pieces of glitter that are not completely laying down, I'm going to cut those off with my craft knife as well. Now I'm going to take my sandpaper and smooth out some of the rougher spots, but be sure not to sand too much because you only have one coat of epoxy on your cup. Once you're done with this step, put it back on the turner and add one more coat of epoxy. Now it's time for the Peekaboo decal. This is the decal that's going to go on your cup before you spray paint it. You're going to put this decal on, spray paint it, and then you're going to pull it off, revealing that beautiful pink glitter underneath. At this point, I also like to put the top back on. This helps me to align the decal either on the side where you're going to be drinking from or the opposite side. This might sound a little OCD, but I think it really does add something to the finish of the cup. The vinyl that I'm using right now is a removable vinyl. You could also use stencil vinyl, but whatever vinyl you use, you want to make sure it's not permanent because it will be harder for it to come off the cup once you're done spray painting it. At the last minute, I decided that I wanted a peekaboo for the hearts, so I went back into Cricut Design Space and I used the offset feature to create these hearts. Once I was done adding my hearts, it was time for spray paint. The spray paint colors that I used were Aromatherapy, Splash, Island Girl, and Summer Pedicure, all from Color Shot, as well as White from Rust-Oleum. Now you can see that I got impatient and started to pull off my decals before my paint was dry. So there you see me just cleaning it up, that spot where the paint kind of went over onto the glitter. I used my heat gun, added a little heat, and we were all good. Now I'm pulling up my decals, and you can see that gorgeous, gorgeous glitter underneath, along with this sporadic spraying of these different colors, and it just all comes together so well. Be very careful with your weeding tool. You don't want to scratch that spray paint because it will not be hidden under the epoxy. Whatever scratches you put in that spray paint, you'll see them. When you're finished pulling up that vinyl, add another layer of epoxy. I'm using Speed Dry from Mr. Nola's glitter for this step. Use your torch or your heat gun to pop any of those micro bubbles. Now I decided to add some more of that Suncatcher silver from SOC Glitters to that spray paint. This glitter is so shiny and it reflects like diamonds in the light. If you don't have this glitter, you need to get it. Once you're done with that, let your cup spin for 2 more hours. Once that layer of epoxy is completely cured, it's time to add your XOXO outline and your hearts. If there's any more spray paint on the inside of your cup, take some acetone and a paper towel and wipe it out. Then clean up the rim with your craft knife. Now I'm going to take my sanding paper and go around the rim, exposing a small thin line of that stainless steel. Now she's ready for her final coats of epoxy. I ended up doing 3 coats to get it completely smooth. And here's the final result. Thanks for watching.